It is the beginning of 2026, and you might have gotten some really good gifts for the holiday season. Maybe some clothes, maybe some other gifts like that, but you definitely did not get some RAM this holiday season. But if you don't want to spend the absolutely insane prices on DDR5 RAM right now with that extra money that you got during this holiday season, I totally understand. So I'm going to be going over the top 5 ways that I think you can make it through this RAM shortage of 2026, some tips, tricks on maybe how to get through it, and maybe how you can save some extra money or use it in a different way. So the very first point that we're going to be talking about today, and I think is a really good option, is of course doing a case swap. Now when putting together a gaming PC or just doing PC building in general, the main thing of course is putting everything inside of the case. Now, you do miss out on some of the parts like the motherboard installation and setup with the CPU, RAM, storage, stuff like that. But for the most part, when you're doing a case swap, you basically get a refreshed look in your home office setup. You get a new case that you can experiment and see how good temps are and stuff like that with. And of course, it's just a nice fresh feel to a gaming PC, even if all the parts on the inside are the exact same. Now you can obviously add some aesthetic points here whenever you're taking everything apart and putting it all back together. You can change the color scheme of your build, you can add sleeve cables, you can do all these extra fun stuff and even order different kinds of coolers and fans, things like that. So doing a case swap is actually pretty affordable. It probably only costs about $100 or so, and it does help out a lot with satisfying that itch of just getting a new PC to you, even if all the parts and the performance inside of it is the exact same. So now point number 2, this is going to be for the people that don't have a PC yet. And if you're looking at just building a PC right now and you still don't want to spend DDR5 RAM pricing, that is totally okay. You can definitely still build a nice PC on DDR4. Now, with DDR4, you have a couple options. Obviously, the most popular one would be AM4 or Ryzen 5000 series CPUs. And this one would obviously run on the AM4 platform. And plus side to building with this platform right now is the fact that motherboards are a lot cheaper. DDR4 is also a lot cheaper compared to DDR5 right now. You can get even a 32 gig kit of RAM for about $150 compared to the almost $400 pricing for DDR5. And of course, your CPUs are usually a couple dollars cheaper as well. So there is some savings to be had with DDR4. And if you're okay with going with maybe a couple last gen parts to save that bit of extra money and put more money into the GPU, it's not a bad option. And you can even start with 16 gigs of RAM if you wanted to go for that, like that $100 price point for RAM, and then you can always add 2 extra sticks down the road because DDR4 RAM can use 4 sticks, which is also a plus. So decent food for thought if you do want to potentially save a bit of extra money going into the PC building hobby, and that can also open up some extra room for, like I said, a nicer graphics card, and then you can always upgrade down the road whenever prices have kind of leveled out and you're ready to go with like a nice modern CPU and DDR5 RAM. Tip number 3 for this list is the last one that involves actually buying PC parts, but the third way that you can save some extra money during this RAM shortage and SSD price tag shortage as well is of course buying CPU, motherboard, and RAM combos. Now, by CPU, motherboard, and RAM combos, I don't just mean you can only buy on AliExpress and get some really cheap stuff. You can also find good, well put together motherboard combos on, for instance, like eBay from pretty reputable sellers that have really good prices that include things like RAM, CPU, and motherboard. And you can get a really good bundle price right here, and you can save a lot of money and not have to spend so much money on, for instance, RAM. So that is a really good way to get a good price on a handful of parts. And there's also not just used bundles out there, there's also bundles on Newegg. I know Newegg does a lot of CPU, motherboard, and RAM combos. They used to do more RAM combos, but sometimes it's now only CPU and motherboard. So if you're looking for a way to save money right now, I think you should definitely look into combos if you're buying multiple parts because it can definitely save a lot of money. And like I said, depending on your budget and how high end of a build you're wanting to do, you can either look on Newegg for the more expensive stuff, or you can even look on eBay for some of the cheaper DDR4 based systems like AM4. Now, tip number 4 that I have for you all today is one that can apply to absolutely everyone. Optimize your PC. Guys, I cannot tell you how many people I have that bring in their PCs for a repair, and it is extremely unoptimized. They have all these kinds of startup apps. They have all this kind of bloatware with VPNs and antivirus software and just tons of stuff downloaded onto Windows that is going to be slowing your PC down over time. If you haven't done a fresh Windows reinstall in, let's say, 3 or 4 years, and you have all these kinds of background apps, games, and stuff like that downloaded onto your drives, it can slow things down, and sometimes it's just good to get a nice fresh start. It does kind of suck to have to go back in and reset all your settings and games, but I honestly think it's worth it if you can just spend a couple hours and just re-download the main things that you absolutely need for your PC to run as smooth as possible. That's all you really need to do, and it does help out a lot. I promise you, a Windows reinstall, especially on your older systems that have a lot of stuff downloaded onto them, will actually increase your performance quite a bit. So if you are kind of hurting for some more performance, you don't have a lot of money to spend or no money to spend at all, you can actually just do this for free and it will help you out quite a bit. For optimization, my main recommendation for you is to make sure you have XMP enabled if you can run it stably. You also need to make sure that Windows, of course, is fresh. You can definitely delete all the AI junk that Microsoft puts onto Windows 11 nowadays, like Copilot, all your extra Windows included apps and stuff like that. I usually just delete them from my system. Make sure your GPU drivers are up to date with the latest version. A lot of people skip out on that step, surprisingly. And of course, just make sure all updates and stuff like that are done. Make sure your device manager list is clear. You have chipset drivers installed. From there, just keep as little as possible onto your PC because it will actually increase the performance in your gaming. Trust me. If your PC is at that point though, and there really is no saving it, even with a fresh Windows install and optimization, you should definitely check out our PC business, PCBros.tech. We build custom gaming PCs that can be one of one for you, or some ready to go in stock PCs that are ready to ship with some really good performance behind them and parts that we personally like and use that are off the shelf. So check out PCBros.tech. There's a link in the description down below. The fifth point that I want to recommend to you guys is buying an OLED monitor. Now this one is definitely a little more important if you are a single player gamer or if you kind of like a hybrid gamer like me and you play both multiplayer and single player games. For single player games, OLED monitors are absolutely game-changing. I mean game-changing, seriously. The visuals and the true blacks of an OLED truly shape how a game feels when you're playing it. It really makes it feel a little more lively and just clear when you're gaming. I don't know, it's hard to explain, but you have to try it and you have to experience it like me because it is really, really awesome. And it is definitely a worthy upgrade if you are, in the market to spend a couple $100s and you have a lackluster monitor that is kind of holding you back in games. This of course applies if you have a nice PC because most of them are around 1440p resolution and they are of course 240 hertz and they do take a bit of hardware to get there. But even then, if you can just play most titles around 50-60 FPS, even if you're not pushing out the max settings in all the games, it does help out the visual quality a lot. And of course, OLEDs have that nice response time, so it does even help out in those competitive, more esports titles. And you can listen to some more of my opinions and feedback on the OLED experience over on the other channel that we have, Toasty DIY, where I kind of go a little more in depth on my experience with it in the time that I've been using it. So aside from that, the last bonus piece of advice I can give to you to get through this RAM shortage and all this craziness in the parts market, changing the way that your setup looks. Now, not just setup peripherals like monitors, keyboards, mice, PCs, and accessories inside your PC. I'm talking move back, look on your wall, look around your room and see what you can change to maybe improve the quality of your little area that you're gaming at. I promise it will make a bigger difference than you think, and it's just nice to have some cool lighting, maybe like an RGB strip somewhere. Something simple. You can even add some extra accessories on the wall to kind of make a more personalized setup. Recently, I just added 2 Scotty pegboards from IKEA, and I put up some cool accessories and stuff like that on there, which I think adds a whole level of personality to my room that was previously kind of lacking. It felt a little lackluster and just kind of plain. So adding those 2 things up really added a nice, cool, personalized look to my room. One of my favorite things that I like to do with cool gaming rooms or just areas that you have dedicated for your gaming setup is of course also setting that lighting and adding some cool lights, whether it's like RGB lights, Govee lights. You can add some cool nano leaf line lights, which I also have, which I think really help out the cool look of my room, and a couple other things on your desk and stuff like that. So again, it doesn't have to be really expensive. You can get away with doing some really cheap accessories that kind of add cool lighting and just create a cool gaming space that you can enjoy spending hours on end at. Even if it's not reflecting the performance or the looks of your games, being in a cool area that you can enjoy spending time in does help out a lot. So if you have any other recommendations on how other people can get through this PC parts shortage right now, leave them down in the comments below because I'm really interested to hear how you guys are getting through Remageddon. If you made it to the end, thank you very much for watching to the end. If you want to check out some cool PCs, custom PCs that are one of one ready to go and ready to ship, check out PCBros.tech today and use code ToastyBros to save 3% at checkout. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.